Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday from Akasa Living. It is a beautiful week already. I drew the card this morning, Peridot, and you all know how much I love this book by Maya Toll, the Illustrated Crystallary. And it started out with, and you all know I've drawn Peridot many times, and I've read this to you many times, but it is just an amazing way to start the week. So that's what we're going to start with, and then we're going to talk about truth. Yeah, someone asked me yesterday about the manifesting videos I'd been doing, and they wanted to know, how do we manifest truth? And this is what I was given this morning from the energies that I attracted in, and this is the answer I got. Come dance with me, Peridot whispers. There is still so much life in you, so much energy. Restore your spirit, and remember your bliss. Bliss is one of the highest vibrational frequencies there is. It's right up there with unconditional love. When we are in high vibrational frequency, we are restoring ourselves to the frequency that we were meant to be here in, the frequency we're all meant to live in, the one where our vortexes are spinning in alignment with who and what we really are. And that is when we are in truth. That is when we are in truth. So yesterday, someone asked me, they said, I believe everything you're saying about manifesting. I totally get it. And I understand about staying in frequency. I get all of that. But I see what's going on in the world. And my question is this: how do we deal with all that? How do we manifest truth? And this person had no intention of stumping me. It wasn't a trick question. And I didn't feel stumped. I felt happy that it was asked, invigorated that it was asked, kind of sad that it had to be asked. You see, we can't manifest truth from someone else. We can't manifest truth from the world. Truth is no different than, I'm putting my crystals down, y'all. Truth is no different. I'm surrounded by them here. Truth is no different than anything else that we want to manifest. Just like we can't manifest someone into our life, get them to be what we want them to be, do what we want them to do, etc., etc. Truth is the same way. We don't act upon other things to get them to do what we want. We become what we want and attract it in. And we start with the micro, ourselves, and it reverberates out to the macro, to everyone around us, the whole planet, and the cosmos. The cosmos wants order. It wants truth. The planet wants order and truth, peace and harmony and joy. We each want it, but we have to begin here. To have truth, you have to be honest with yourself. Now, I know most people are like, well, I'm honest with myself. Are we? Are we? We have been raised as a society to not be honest with ourselves. We have been taught to rationalize, to, instead of taking action, to do distraction, and have been taught to rationalize that what we are doing is the right thing, the only thing we can do at the time, or it's the prideful thing to do. It's, well, they brought it on themselves thing. We cut off our nose to spite our faces so much, folks. We get in that energy of, well, I would do this, but I can't because. And then we come up with every reason in the world and make that our truth. We justify. We distract ourselves from action, distraction instead of action on our truths. I really want to be this, but there's no time for that because I'm already a mom, I'm already a wife, and I've already got a job. So you're like, well, being a mom, being a wife, having a job, those aren't distractions, those are responsibilities. Yes, whenever we're doing it with proper energy management, but when we're pouring all of our energy into it at the detriment of what our heart really desires, when we're draining all of our energy and we're not being true to who we really are, instead, we have distracted ourselves with societal programming. This is what you should do. Or with generational programming. That's what a good mom does. That's what a good wife does. That's what a responsible person does. Seriously? I grew up in one of those homes where the mom went back because that's what a mom does. A mom keeps the family together. I grew up in one of those homes. No, not every home is meant to be together. Sometimes it's more harm than good, believe me. So there's no should. There's only the truth for what the situation is. But it is so much easier to distract ourselves from the actions we really should take, especially when pride gets involved. Yeah, I should apologize to that person, but I'll look weak, and I can't look weak because the position I have. If the employees see me go apologize to that person, if the other employees see it, well, there goes my authority. There goes, nobody's going to listen to me then. It'll be, yeah, I can blow him off. Yeah, I can make him think he was wrong. He'll come apologize. It's going to be fine. Da, da, da. So no, I can't appear weak. I can't do that. I mean, we should ourselves with societal programming, and then and all those things, but we also do it because it's what feels good and comfortable to us, and it's what we prefer to do. We rationalize. We hide from the truth ourselves out of conscious choice. But now, before you feel like I'm lecturing you and preaching to you, I'm not. We all do this. And it's our level of consciousness at the time. Most of the time, we're not even consciously aware of doing it. Most of the time, we're not sitting there saying, okay, how do I distract myself out of that action I really should take because my heart space knows it's what I want to do, No, our level of consciousness is all of the societal programming that we have. So it is the action that we take. It is the programming we have. It is what is comfortable to us. So this is the level of consciousness we function in. We are inauthentic. As a people, as a society, we have been brought up, born, and bred to be inauthentic. My throat chakra was so activated by that, I had to stop and get a drink and cough. We have been so conditioned not to use our throat chakras for the truth that we don't even tell ourselves the truth. Or when we know the truth, we don't tell others out of pride, fear, weakness, fear that it will seem weak, all of these things. And yet we say we want truth in the world when we're not being truthful with ourselves. We cannot manifest truth in the world until we are truthful with ourselves. Again, pot calling the kettle black here. I'm not being critical of us. I'm not saying we should beat up on ourselves. I'm not saying we should be, oh my God, what have we done? No, that is a waste of energy. And we don't have time for that, folks. The quantum leap is, okay, let's see what you're saying. Yeah, we have done that, haven't we? So, to manifest truth, I must become truth. That's the quantum leap, is just accept that that is the truth. Yeah, let's accept that. And then let's start with ourselves, because ourselves is where we have to start. That is the only thing we can take action upon. That is the only conscious choice we have to make, is ourselves. We cannot make anyone else tell us the truth. We cannot influence anyone else to tell us the truth with outwardly things. We can rationalize and reason and talk to the cows come home. We can inspire and et cetera, and we may get through to somebody for a moment. But then when other energies start coming in on them, they'll be pulled, their energetic field will be affected by those energies, and they'll be pulled out of that. So we can't get people to be in truth by doing it that way. We have to become truth ourselves, our own truth. We have to step into authenticity. So the way we do that is, one, accept that this is how the world is, that we have not been living as authentic beings because of programming, and then forgive it. Forgive it all. Forgive ourselves for it, forgive society for it, forgive the universe for it, forgive everything. And someone's like, well, forgive the universe? You mean you're blaming the universe for something? The universe was expanding consciousness. You don't know how something's going to expand when you first start expanding it until you've expanded it. And then the universe found out, oops, there was some dense energy there. Now we got to fix this. And that's what we've been doing, is coming up out of the dense energy. So yes, forgive the universe too. The universe is forgiving itself for that. That's part of what all of this ancestral clearing has been. We've been clearing all the way back to in the beginning when we stumbled into dense energy. Now we know better. That is why we write our stories before we incarnate. We reverse engineer so we can stay within the bandwidth of unconditional love, and we don't come back down into dense energies. But we've got to get everybody up out of dense energies first. And how do we do that? By all of us coming into true self-care, truth, authenticity, bliss, unconditional love for ourselves. We become the truth that we seek. We become the authenticity that we seek, each one of us. And then it reverberates out from us. All the vortexes start doing this instead of this, or war, or withholding and famine and freezing each other out and all those things. Instead, they do this. And it's, I'd like to give the world a Coke. I'm showing my age now, folks. Seriously, I know I'm doing it lightheartedly, but let's keep it lighthearted because we want to stay in high vibrational energies. Let's don't make this any harder than it has already freaking been since recorded history. Let's stop making things hard. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. We go first to ourselves because that is all we can make conscious choices about. Okay? So let's go to us, ourselves, and let's say, all right, well, what do I want to feel? How do I want to be treated? What do I want? What's my truth? Well, usually the best place to start is, because we are a people that know what we don't want more than we know what we want. Just like we are better at knowing what we're not grateful for than what we're grateful for. It tells us a whole lot more about ourselves. Well, I know it's not true. I know it's not true that I want to work at that job for the next 20 years. I know it's not that I don't like the money, but I don't like the atmosphere. I don't like this. I don't like that. I know it's not true that I'm happy where I'm at. I know it's not true that I like this, or I want to feel that, or we face the truth. Okay, so that's the truth. So that means if I'm not happy with that, then what would I be happy with? That's how we get to, because we never want to manifest from a point of negativity, because that doesn't make sense energetically. I don't want this. You can't put out, I don't want. You have to put out, I want. You can't be in the energy of, I don't want. You have to be in the energy of, I am. Because I am is creation. We can't, I am not. That's discreating, okay? We can't do that. We have to create. Yeah, there's a reason that phrase I am is so big, okay? There's a reason it's such a big phrase. We are always in creation mode, co-creating together. And so let's do it with our vortexes spinning in harmonious fashion. So I want to be, so I am going to be happy. I'm going to, and so how do I do that? So you start doing the things, putting the things in your life that are your truth, that make you happy. You start working toward having that different job. You start doing the things, redistributing your time, your energy, because time is energetic bandwidth. Where we're putting our energetic bandwidth governs the 24 hours we have in a day. So when you start redistributing your energy, you are doing your time management. Okay? So you start redistributing your energy to make the time for the things that truly put you in your truth or make you happy. And then you become the vibrational frequency of truth for you. You become your authentic self. And that is all we have to do to manifest truth. And then when we are all in our truth, when we all stop not taking action, distraction from what we really want, but we really manifest our truth, then the energy we're all reverberating out is truth. And that's all there is then. There is not these dense energies of dishonesty, of lying to people, to covering up, to hiding what the truth is. There is no place for that energy. So those people who want to be in that energy, they're going to be attracted to one another. And that group is going to become tighter and tighter and smaller, and they're going to stand out like a sore thumb. And it's going to be like, yeah, no, don't want those in my energetic field. And it's going to become easier and easier to see who they are and what that is. And you won't let that in your life. We do that on the micro, and then it happens on the macro. When we each do this in our lives as individuals, when we each take personal sovereignty, which by the way is responsibility for our actions, for our energy, for being honest with ourselves, for being authentic to what we really want and who we really are. We will reverberate with such authenticity that the people around us are going, the ones who are not authentic, they're going to be repelled away. And this is going to happen on a world level. So those people who are making decisions that are not good for the world, that are dense, they're going to be in one little corner over there, and we're all going to see them. They're going to stick out like a sore thumb, and they are not going to be able to make those decisions any longer. And that is how from the micro, from the grassroots, we change the world without firing a shot. Because we become such a massive people that say, no, that little small group over there in dense energy that want to like blow up everything. No, there's nobody around that's in any energy that will respond to that. They can give the order all they want to, but that doesn't reach our energetic fields. We're all looking at them like, say what? No, no, that's not happening. Don't know who you people are or why you were ever in power, but you're not anymore. Because from the micro, we have found our authenticity. We have found our truth. We are being who we really are. And we are using our voices, not screaming from the rooftops, not all becoming political pundits, but in our everyday lives. We're all happy, healthy, whole, and complete. And it's reverberating out. And it has pushed all of you into a corner. And we see you clearly. And now you have no dense energy to draw from to even be who you want to be. Oh, wait a second. Can they even want to be that anymore? Because what will happen with them is they will either come out of that energy or they will go away. Their energy will not want to even stay on this planet. You know how it is when we choose, we'll say, I think that person just grieved themselves to death. Their energy will not even want to be here, because if they can't come out of that denseness, then there is no place here for them. We are all going to be in such light energy, high vibrational energy. There will be no place for people who stay in dense energy, and they won't want to stay here. And they would choose. I'm not saying that they're going to take their lives. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying the physical body responds to the energetic body. When the energetic body is freaking miserable, and those people are going to be freaking miserable, we get into dis-ease, discomfort. Dis-ease becomes disease. They will not live. They will leave our energetic field of this entire planet. We will become a planet of people who are sovereign over themselves, living in bliss, high vibrational, reverberating high vibrational energies, and there will not be those dense energies around. So that's how we manifest truth at the macro. We do it first at the micro. So what's an example of that? Because all that sounds really heady. So what's a good example of that? Let's say there's something you really and truly love. Okay? You love it. But you've been told you can't have it. It's not for you. You're not good enough for it. People like us don't get that. If you go to get that, well, what kind of sacrifice will you have to be? What kind of person will you be? What will people around think? You'll have to have gotten it in some way that's not honorable, or people are going to know you didn't get it because you deserved it. I mean, all these things that we believe that aren't true. So what you do is you push that energy out. You say, what's true about that? What do I want for myself? Why do I want that? It lights me up. It is real. It is true for me. It is what makes me happy. And none of those things are true. There are no generalizations like that about anything or anyone that is true. I am worthy. Everyone is worthy. So I am worthy. If I want to be loved that way, if I want that relationship, if I want that job, if I want that, I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy of it. And so you start loving yourself, and you start believing in yourself. And you put yourself in the energy to have it. And you go for it. You put yourself in the energy of believing it, and you go for it. And you will start attracting it into you. Now, you may not attract it in exactly the way you envisioned it, because there's still butterfly effect going on in the world. But the more and more each one of us do this, the more and more of the vortexes will come in alignment, and the more and more it will come in the way we're envisioning it. Now, how do we get into this kind of energy to begin with? Again, we go back to, what do I want for myself? And I know some of you are thinking, well, that sounds really selfish. And what if what I'm wanting for myself is not a good thing for the world? Who among us ever is going to want something that's not a good thing? Who among us is going to be, yeah, the energy I want to be in is, I want people to treat me like a son of a bitch. So I'm going to treat myself like one. Who's going to do that? Who among us is going to be in, yeah, the world I want to live in is the one that's going to hell in a handbasket. So I'm going to treat myself with that kind of energy. Who among us is going to, yeah, I want to live in a world where, man, everybody is dog eat dog and nobody likes me and there's famine, and yeah, so I'm going to treat myself like that. That's the energy I'm going to get in. Nobody wants to be treated that way themselves. That's the very energies that none of us want. Yeah, I want to be robbed. I want to be murdered. I want to be raped. I want somebody to steal me blind. I want somebody to break my heart. Who among us wants these things? Nobody. Those are the things we don't want. So when we say, wow, I don't want that, so I'm not going to get in that energy. I don't want that to be my truth. And maybe you've done all those things to somebody before. But when you realize that the way to have what you really want is, wow, I've got to get in the energy of what I want. You suddenly start saying, oh, wow, yeah, robbing somebody. I don't want to be robbed. So I want out of that energy. Again, no judgment here. Level of consciousness is level of consciousness. Now, I'm not saying that the courts may not judge you, but I'm saying on a personal level, there's no judgment. I'm saying that energy is not up in the sky with a beard looking down on you saying, oh, man, there's a bad guy. Checkmate. No, that's not happening. Energy does not judge that way. Okay? That doesn't happen. So whatever you've done in your past, stop judging yourself for it. Forgive yourself for it. Let it go. What do you really want? How do you want the world to be? How do you want to be? Start treating yourself that way right now. Forgive it all. Call your energy back from that. Raise your energy up to the vibrational frequency you want now and call that in. And you be that. They don't want a broken heart. So I'm going to be somebody who doesn't break hearts. They don't want to be lied to. So I'm going to be somebody who doesn't lie. I don't ever want to have to be without. So I'm going to be somebody who doesn't, is not dog eat dog. I'm not going to be somebody who acts like the world is a place where I'm supposed to have and others aren't. I don't want to be in a world where there's fighting and contention all the time. So I'm not going to be an argumentative, contentious person. I'm going to be harmonious. Doesn't mean I'm going to let people walk on me, because we're never being asked to do that. We're always supposed to see our worth and to stand our ground. But we do that by being in our energetic field. We do that by what I'm saying now. Because once we get in this energy, yeah, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of being loved. I'm worthy. Let's say your entire life, no one has ever treated you right in a relationship. No one. Why is that? Look at yourself honestly. Did you ever believe you deserved to be treated right? What kind of energy were you putting out? Were you putting out, I deserve to be loved? Were you putting out, I'm worthy? Were you raised in energy where you were valued for who you were? Or were you raised in energy where you were valued for sex? Where you were told, women are good for sex. Men make money, women are good for sex. That could be in your energetic field. That could be what you're putting out and you're not even aware of it. But if that's what all your relationships have been, then that's when you look, wow, I don't want that. That's what my life has been, but I don't want that. So you release those energies. You become consciously aware of it. I don't want that. You become consciously aware of it. You pull your energy out of that. You pull it to yourself now. Well, what do I want? I want to be valued for me. Relationships aren't about who's making the money and who's doing this and who's doing that. Relationships are about 1 + 1 = 3. We're each happy, healthy, whole, and complete. We build a life together, but without absorbing one another or giving up our independence or who we are. I don't have to give up who I am. I don't have to be disrespected to be in a relationship. If I have to be disrespected to be in a relationship, then I'm not in the right relationship. Wow. I don't have to work myself to death and give everything to everybody else to be worthy and to be loved in a relationship. Well, I'm worthy and loved in that relationship anyway, doing all that. So obviously that doesn't work. I work because I love to work. I provide because I want to provide, and I'm respected for it and I'm loved back for it, or I don't do it. We get into relationships then where they're energy for energy. I'll be dadgum. You mean we come to the realization that energy for energy is the way relationship is supposed to be? Yes. When we come to that truth and we start living that way, then we are reverberating out truth. And then we will find truth. You all have a great day.